Surat An-Nas, the Qur'anic chapter called An-Nas, the people. Mukhtalafun fiha. This is different about also. Is it Meccan or Madani? وَهِيَ سِتُّ آيَاتٍ, and it consists of 6 verses. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. Say, O Muhammad, I seek refuge with the Lord of the people. أي مربيهم ومصلحهم, meaning the one who makes them raise up and the one who fixes their situations. Malikin Nas. So very literally, the king of the people. Malik. Malik means king. Or someone might translate it as sovereign. The sovereign of the people. Malikihim, meaning here their owner. Wa mudabbiri umurihim, and the controller of their affairs. Ilahin Nas, the God of the people. Ma'budihim, the one worshipped by them rightfully. وَلَمْ يَكْتَفِ بِإِظْهَارِ الْمُضَافِ إِلَيْهِ مَرَّةً وَاحِدَةً. And why is it here that Nas is repeated? It could have been mentioned only one time and then just link all of these together by conjunction, for example. لأن قوله ملك الناس إله الناس عطف بيان لرب الناس. It's because when he says ملك الناس, the king of the people, إله الناس, the God of the people, this is, let's say, a renaming, a re-mentioning for clarity of Rabbin Nas. He says why the word Nas was repeated. It could have just been mentioned one time and then you could put conjunction to connect those. He says it's because, basically, it's like he's saying, Rabbin Nas, Lord of the people, as if that's a name. That is a name itself. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. Say, I seek refuge with Rabbin Nas, God. God, who's being called here Rabbin Nas, the Lord of the people. Who is he? Malikin Nas. He's sovereign of the people or king of the people. Like it's a name though. Ilahin Nas, God of the people. لأنه يقال لغيره رب الناس وملك الناس. Because someone else might be called the Rabb of the people and the king of the people. وأما إله الناس فخاص. But as for the God of the people, that's special. لا شركة فيه. It's not shared with anyone. وعطف البيان للبيان فكأنه مظنة للإظهار دون الإضمار. وإنما أضيف الرب إلى الناس خاصة وإن كان رب كل مخلوق تشريفا لهم. And why is it mentioned in the surah that Allah is the Rabb of the people when He's the Rabb of everything, of all creations, not just the people? People is one type of creations. Allah is Rabb of everything. So why is it mentioned that He's Rabbun Nas in the surah? Tashrifan lahum, out of the privilege that humans have. Because of the privilege that human beings have. ولأن الاستعاذة وقعت من شر الموسوس في صدور الناس فكأنه قيل أعوذ من شر الموسوس إلى الناس بربهم. And because the refuge that's being sought is from the one who whispers to the chests of the people. Is from the one who whispers to the chests of the people. And so it's like what's being said is, I seek refuge from the evil of the one who whispers to the chests of the people, from their with their Lord. I seek refuge with their Lord. I seek refuge from who whispers, the evil of the whisperer to the people, with their Lord. I seek refuge with their Lord. الذي يملك عليهم أمورهم, their Lord who possesses, who owns their affairs. وهو إلههم ومعبودهم, their Lord who is their God and the one whom they worship. وَقِيلَ أَرَادَ بِالْأَوَّلِ الْأَطْفَالِ, and it was said that who's meant by the first thing, بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ, the Rabb of the Nas. It was said the children and the babies are meant by this. وَمَعْنَى الرُّبُوبِيَّةِ يَدُلُّ عَلَيْهِ, and that would be proven by his being called here the Rabb, because Rabb comes from tarbiyah. Tarbiyah is when you raise someone, like you raise your children. Like, what do you call the stepfather? Stepfather's Rabib. Rabib. So he's saying, it was said that the Nas, the people mentioned first, are the children, as proven by the mentioning of the Rabb, because it comes from tarbiyah. So, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ, according to that means, I seek refuge with the Lord of the children. وَبِالثَّانِ شَبَّانِ مَلِكِ النَّاسِ, and the second one, the Malik, the king or owner or sovereign of the people, refers to the Nas, the people are the youngsters, the young men and women. The shabs and shabbat. وَلَفْظُ الْمُلْكِ الْمُنْبِئِ عَنِ السِّيَاسَةِ يَدُلُّ عَلَيْهِ, and the mentioning of the sovereign or the king or the owner, that is the indication for the young men and women, because it has in it the meaning of as-siyasa, which is like politics, running things. Ilahin nas, and it was said that what's meant by the third one, the God of the people, is the old people, the shuyukh. وَلَفْظُ الْإِلَهِ الْمُنْبِئُ عَنِ الْعِبَادَةِ يَدُلُّ عَلَيْهِ, and so and what would indicate that, what hints at that, is the mentioning of the God, because this has the meaning of someone worshipped. Who are the ones who do a lot of worship? The old people, because they got closer to death, so they were less distracted by the world. It was said that the strength of the believer is in his heart, not in his muscles. Don't you see that the old person can fast all day and pray all night, and the young person can't, although he has the muscles? وَبِالرَّابِعِ الصَّالِحِينَ. And it was said that the fourth mentioning refers to the pious people. So, مِن شَرِّ الْوَسْوَاسِ الْخَنَّاسِ. Is that it here? Because he says here, إِذِ الشَّيْطَانُ مُولَعٌ بِإِغْوَائِهِمْ. Because, yani, from the evil of the whispering, retreating devil. This would refer to the pious people because the devil is insistent on getting them. وَبِالْخَامِسِ الْمُفْسِدِينَ لِعَطْفِهِ عَلَى الْمُعَوَّذِ مِنْهِ. And it was said that the fifth thing refers to the corruptors. So what is that? بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. Say, I seek refuge with the Lord of the people. Keep in mind here, he said, قِيلَ, it was said. قِيلَ. That means, doesn't have to be definitely, this is what it is. This is among what was said concerning the tafsir of the surah. قِيلَ, it was said that قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. Say, I seek refuge with the Lord of the people, refers to the children, the babies. مَلِكِ النَّاسِ. The king or sovereign of the people, refers to the youth. إِلَهِ النَّاسِ. The God of the people, refers to the elders. مِن شَرِّ الْوَسْوَاسِ الْخَنَّاسِ الَّذِي يُوَسْوِسُ فِي صُدُورِ النَّاسِ. The one who whispers in the hearts of the people, the pious ones. He wants to misguide them. مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ. And from amongst the people, the jinn and the people, the fifth one, it was said this refers to the corruptors, because those are the whisperers. Min sharril waswas. Okay, so we kind of jumped ahead there. So we didn't really get to explain Min sharril waswasil khannas until the end of the surah. So we were just talking about قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ مَلِكِ النَّاسِ إِلَهِ النَّاسِ. And then he offered one explanation for this that required for us to mention some of the ayahs that we didn't talk about yet. So now we're going to back up and talk about those ayahs. مِن شَرِّ الْوَسْوَاسِ الْخَنَّاسِ. From the evil of the retreating whisperer. The retreating whisperer. Al-waswas huwa ismun bima'na al-waswasa. Waswas is an alternative word for waswasa, which is the whispers. It's an alternative name for waswasa. He says, كالزلزال بمعنى زلزلة. وأما المصدر فوسواس بالكسر كالزلزال والمراد به الشيطان. And what's meant here by al-waswas is the devil himself. Min sharril waswas, from the evil of the whisper. That's the devil himself. سمي بالمصدر كأنه وسوسة في نفسه. He was called a whisper, or the whisper, as if he is himself a whisper. لأنها شغله الذي هو عاكف عليه, because that's what he's always busy doing, whispering, whispering, whispering. That's similar to what Allah said to Prophet Nuh about Prophet Nuh's son. Allah says about him, إِنَّهُ عَمَلٌ غَيْرُ صَالِحٍ. He is a bad deed. Because that's what he did a lot. أو أريد ذو الوسواس. Or what's meant here is the one who does a lot of whispering. So it means the same thing. وَالْوَسْوَسَةُ الصَّوْتُ الْخَفِيُّ. And the meaning of waswasa, whisper, is the faint sound. Al-Khannas, the one who retreats, the retreater, the withdrawer. الذي عادته أن يخنس, the one whose norm is to back away. That's when you mention the name of Allah, he will retreat. منسوب إلى الخنوس وهو التأخر كالعواج والبتات لما روي عن سعيد بن جبير إذا ذكر الإنسان ربه خنس الشيطان وولى. And this is due to what was reported from Sa'id ibn Jubayr, that when the human mentions his Lord, that is, when he mentions his Lord with the fear of God in his heart and with the proper pronunciation, Khanasa shaytanu wa walla, then the devil will back up and he will turn in flight. وَإِذَا غَفَلَ رَجَعَ وَوَسْوَسَ إِلَيْهِ. And then when the person becomes heedless again, then the devil will come back to him and whisper to him again. الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس. He who whispers in the chests of the people. في محل الجر على الصفة أو الرفع أو النصب على الشتم. So here, من شر الوسواس الخناس, from the evil of the retreating, withdrawing devil who whispers. What's his description? الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس, the one who whispers in the chests of the people. Or الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس, it means insulted is this one. He is insulted. Insulted is this one who whispers in the chests of the people. وعلى هذين الوجهين يحسن الوقف على الخناس من الجنة والناس, from the genies and the humans. بيان للذي يوسوس. This is clarification of who does the whispering, genies and humans. على أن الشيطان ضربان, because there's two types of devils. Because there's two types of devils, jinni wa insi. Genie devils and human devils. كما قال شياطين الإنس والجن, as Allah says in the Quran, شياطين الإنس والجن, the devils of humans and genies, yani the human and genie devils. وعن أبي ذر رضي الله عنه أنه قال لرجل, and it was reported from Abu Dharr, may Allah accept his deeds, that he said to a man, هل تعوذت بالله من شيطان الإنس? Have you sought refuge with Allah from the devils amongst the humans? روي أنه عليه السلام سحر, and it was reported that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was bewitched, yani that a spell was done on him. فمرض, and then he got sick. فجاءه ملكان وهو نائم, and then two angels came to him while he was asleep. فقال أحدهما لصاحبه, so one of them said to the other, ما باله, what's wrong with him? فقال طب, so he answered, a spell was put on him. قال ومن طبه, so the first one said, who put a spell on him? قال لبيد بن عاصم اليهودي, so the second one said, Labid ibn Asam, the Jew. قال وبما طبه, so the first one said, what did he use to put a spell on him? قال بمشط ومشاطة في جف طلعة تحت راعوفة في بئر ذي أروان. So the second one said, he bewitched him with a comb, a hair comb, with some of his hairs. في جف طلعة تحت راعوفة في بئر ذي أروان. So he said, he bewitched him with a comb that had some hairs. في جف طلعة, I don't know what that means. تحت راعوفة في بئر ذي أروان, under a stone. It was placed under a stone in the well of the Arwan. A stone that's called Ra'ufa. That stone could be a stone that's left at the bottom of the well that someone would sit on. Or that stone could be a stone that's placed for a person to stand on at the well. فانتبه صلى الله عليه وسلم, and so the Prophet woke up. فبعث زبيرا وعليا وعمارا رضي الله عنهم. So he sent Zubayr and Ali and Ammar, may Allah accept from them. فنزحوا ماء البئر, so they took the water of the well out. وأخرجوا الجف, and they took that juf out. فإذا فيه مشاطة فإذا فيه مشاطة رأسه وأسنان في مشطه وأسنان من مشطه, and behold, therein were combed hairs and some teeth of his comb. So maybe the juf is a bundle or something wrapped up. Allahu a'lam. وَإِذَا فِيهِ وَتَرْ مُعَقَّد, And behold, also there was in there a cord that had knots in it. فيه 11 عقدة مغروزة بالإبر. It had 10 knots, tightly knotted with a needle. فنزلت هاتان السورتان. And so these two surahs came down. These two surahs were revealed. فَكُلَّمَا قَرَأَ جِبْرِيلُ آيَةً انْحَلَّتْ عُقْدَةً. And every time Jibreel recited an ayah, a knot would unravel. حتى قام صلى الله عليه وسلم عند انحلال العقدة الأخيرة. Until the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam got up when the last knot unraveled. كأنما نشط من عقال. As if he was released from something that tied him down and he was able to walk freely. وجعل جبريل يقول. And then Gabriel started saying, بسم الله أرقيك والله يشفيك من كل داء يؤذيك. Which means, in the name of Allah, I recite upon you for cure. And Allah is the one who cures you from every sickness that harms you. ولهذا جوز الاسترقاء بما كان من كتاب الله وكلام رسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. This is evidence that you can use for reciting on someone Qur'an or hadith of the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام. An-Nasafiyy says, لا بما كان بالسريانية والعبرانية والهندية, but not something in Assyrian language or Hebrew language or Indian language. فإنه لا يحل اعتقاده والاعتماد عليه. It's not permissible to believe that that's lawful or to rely upon it. That's what An-Nasafiyy said. Sheikh Abdullah said, if the meanings of the words are not known, then it's haram. You can't use that for ruqya if you don't know what the words mean in those languages. But if you know what the words mean, then they benefit by the will of Allah. Yani, if Allah will, they will still benefit. وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ شُرُورِ أَنفُسِنَا. And we seek refuge with Allah from the evil of ourselves. وَمِنْ سَيِّئَاتِ أَعْمَالِنَا وَأَقْوَالِنَا. And from the evil, from the badness of our deeds and our sayings. وَمِن شَرِّ مَا عَمِلْنَا وَمَا لَمْ نَعْمَلْ. And we seek refuge with Allah from the evil of what we have done and what we have not done. وَنَشْهَدُ أَن لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَحْدَهُ لَا شَرِيكَ لَهُ. And we testify that no one is God but Allah, alone without a partner. وَأَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا عَبْدُهُ وَرَسُولُهُ وَنَبِيُّهُ وَصَفِيُّهُ. And we testify that Muhammad is his slave and his messenger and his prophet. أَرْسَلَهُ بِالْهُدَى وَدِينِ الْحَقِّ. Allah sent him with the guidance and the religion of truth. لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ. So to make it dominant over all religion. وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ. Even if the pagans don't like that. Sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi. May Allah raise his rank and the rank of his family. Masabihil anam, the lanterns amongst the people. Wa ashabihi mafatihi daris salam. And upon his companions who are the keys to the abode of peace. Salatan da'imatan ma damatil layali wal ayam. May Allah Ta'ala, may the salah and the salam of Allah be upon them forever. That's the end of the tafsir of An-Nasafiyy. But Shaykh has a comment. قال الشيخ رحمه الله The Shaykh said, may Allah have mercy upon him, أنا لا أعتقد أن السحر أثر في جسد النبي. I do not hold as a conviction that magic affected the Prophet's body. ولا في عقله, nor his mind. لكن من اعتقد أنه أثر في جسده ألما لا يكفر. However, if someone were to believe that magic could cause pain in the Prophet's body, he does not blaspheme. أما من اعتقد أنه أثر في عقله, but for someone to believe that magic can affect the Prophet's mind, وأنه صار يتهيأ ويتخيل أشياء, and that he started being delusional and hallucinating, أشياء لا حقيقة لها يكفر, then he would blaspheme. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So that's it. Barakallahu feekum. We finished the tafsir of Juz' Amma. Mubarak, congratulations. Now, I was leaning towards going over the tafsir of Yasin. I did get some requests, but I'll still think a little bit more, because we took Yasin by hearing from the Shaykh. So we have ijazah in this tafsir of An-Nasafiyy. We have ijazah in this tafsir. A lot of the sheikhs have ijazah in the tafsir of An-Nasafiyy, not just me. That's spread amongst the mashayikh, tafsir of an ijazah for the tafsir of An-Nasafiyy. But we took here this Juz' Amma by hearing, not merely ijazah. And also some other things. And amongst what we took by hearing was Yasin. So I was thinking of reading that, since we took it by hearing in particular. Also, someone requested that we go over Tafsir of Surat An-Nisa. So maybe we'll start with Nisa. But to be honest with you, my other idea was just to start from the beginning of the Qur'an. So start with Fatiha, go through Al-Baqarah. You might have heard some of the Baqarah tafsir on my YouTube channel, because I put that. But I'll just start from the beginning with you guys, you brothers and sisters. We'll just start reading through the tafsir from the beginning. And then we'll eventually get to Nisa, inshaAllah ta'ala. So that's really where I was going. So we'll see. Inshallah, I'll make istikhara. We'll see how Allah guides us. You said, I met a woman who does light magic. She mentioned that she speaks and works with her ancestors. Do you know anything about those who work with their ancestors? Yes. Those are people who play with genies. I mean, I don't know a lot, but that's their case. Some people will say their ancestors. Some people would say spirits. Some people would say angels even. But those would be jinn in all those cases. Devil insisting on getting the pious people means he wants to misguide them. He wants to get them out of their piety. He wants them to die as kuffar. They're constantly under attack by him. He is hostile towards them because they are the pious ones. The devil is fine with the sinners. He has them. The sinners, he defeated them. But the pious ones, he has yet to defeat them. He said, can you explain what are human jinn? Not human jinn, human devils. There are devils amongst the humans and devils amongst the jinn. He said, is Tafsir as-Sadi a reliable tafsir? I don't know it. Can you confirm it is possible for a prophet can be harmed by magic in body but never the mind? Correct? Just make sure what I heard. Okay, I'll repeat to you what Shaykh Abdullah said. قال شيخنا رحمه الله, our Shaykh said, أنا لا أعتقد أن السحر أثر في جسد النبي. I do not believe that magic affects the body of the prophet. ولا في عقله, nor his mind. لكن من اعتقد أنه أثر في جسده لا يكفر. However, someone believes that it affected his body, meaning pained him, caused him pain, he does not blaspheme. أما من اعتقد أنه أثر في عقله. As for someone believing that it affects his mind, وأنه صار يتهيأ ويتخيل أشياء لا حقيقة لها, and that he started being delusional and hallucinating, seeing things that aren't really there. يكفر, he blasphemes. Oh, Sa'di. Yeah, I don't know. Subhanallah, I don't know. Does human devil mean they are devils who take the forms of humans? No, they are humans. They are humans. Human beings who are devils. Like those who call the people to blasphemy. Is Tafsir Ibn Kathir a good Tafsir book to read in English? I wouldn't advise you to read Tafsir Ibn Kathir. Especially if it's the copy that I know they perverted it. Even if it were not perverted, I wouldn't advise you to read the Tafsir of Ibn Kathir. On top of the fact that there's an English translation that was done that they blatantly tell you in there, if you read in there, they're going to tell you, we altered things in here. We added stuff and took stuff out. So I wouldn't suggest that. Ibn Kathir, he has some things that's, yeah, and he's affected by Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Kathir. But Shaykh says that there's useful information in the tafsir of Ibn Kathir. The Shaykh said Ibn Kathir is useful for someone who has knowledge. So if you don't have strong knowledge, then leave tafsir of Ibn Kathir. You said one question, but I thought I heard the Prophet got sick because of the knots in the hair and the comb taken by the Jew. Why would the Shaykh say it doesn't affect his body? Well, what he said was, I don't believe that it does. So what he's saying is, I don't believe this is authentic hadith. He said, will you be going over any books by Imam Abdullah ibn Alawi al-Haddad? I didn't take any, subhanallah. I didn't take any books by him. You're welcome. And by the way, though, that hadith is authentic hadith. The one I'm saying, Shaykh doesn't believe it's authentic. The scholar said it's an authentic hadith. So Shaykh doesn't believe that it is really an authentic one, though. Because he doesn't believe that the Prophet's body can be affected by magic. So you're safe here if you were a person who was saying the Prophet, they did magic on him and it affected him in his body, then you're safe here. Your aqidah is safe. But the Shaykh, he doesn't believe that that happened to the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. Ameen wa fiq. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.